As I'm saying, I already ate dinner, so I'm on for a little bit and see what happens. So,
Yeah, no,
There's a few shows that are like that. The Paris convention is one of those shows where you can go no work and be booked doing anything.
So Paris, I'm gonna be shitting on everything tonight. I'm sorry.
Come on,
so
man.
I did the last Paris convention, and so I never did it. I have an issue with Paris. I have an issue with France. And I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole other thing. But I've known Tintin my entire career. Like my third year tattooing, I did a convention in Lausanne, Switzerland, and I met Tintin there. And before that, I was always a huge fan. So getting to meet him 3 years in was tremendous for me. And when he did the Paris convention, I didn't want to go to Paris, and I just didn't want to go. And for the longest time, for many, many years, I didn't do it. And then I did the last show that they did. Thank goodness I did.
Yeah.
Because realistically, I'm happy that I got to partake in something that who knows whether or not it will happen again.
Sure.
If we're a fan of tattooing and not a tattooer, I would recommend it in a fucking heartbeat. It is an amazing convention, an incredible show to put on. The caliber of artists that are there were incredible. But in all honesty, I think I went in a time where money is scarce. People are not getting tattooed. The same thing I said to Bob before, if you're not booked before you get there, there's a good chance you're not going to tattoo. Everything I turned down that weekend was because people didn't want to spend money. Like people would come up to me with they wanted a dog portrait. Oh, Joe, I love your work. I love your work. Can you do this portrait of my dog? Oh, apparently you don't know what I do, but whatever. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. No problem. 400 euro.
Yeah.
200. I just gave you a price. Are we haggling? That happened before. And you know that, like anybody on this, you never haggle. You threw a price out there. They either said yes or they walked away.
Yeah.
Now I've got people going, no, 200, and arguing it, no, it's worth 200. And I'm like, fuck off. I got on a plane. I'm paying money to stay in a hotel. This booth cost me a shit ton of money. You can eat a dick. There's no fucking way I'm tattooing for less than €4 fucking euro. I don't think that's unreasonable. And that's what happened to me in Paris. I tattooed, but barely. I barely sold merch. I gave away all the merchandise I brought with me at the end of the weekend because I didn't want to bring it home, you know? And again, I feel like I don't want to shit on everything, dude, but yeah.
But there's a lot.
Well, so Joe, what do you love?
Joe, there's a lot of places like that. It's not only.
No, I'm not saying there's not a lot of places like that. I'm not. I'm totally not. And I'm just saying when I got in on Paris, I got in at the wrong time. You know, I mean, dude, you got to keep in mind when I rag on shows now, we're talking a fucking 18-year career of going all around the fucking world, having an amazing time, seeing all my best of fucking friends, making experiences that I will hope to remember when I get buried in the fucking ground, and making money and the entire time. It's only in the last I'd say 6 years, 6 or 7 years, that things have fallen off. You know what I mean? So when I shit on stuff, I'm shitting on stuff now. You know what I mean? When people tell me how, when somebody's been tattooing for 4 fucking years, which by the way is nothing, but when someone's been tattooing for 4 or 5 years and they tell me how amazing the business is and how happy they are to be in this, and that when they go to a convention, they're super happy. So it was because it was such a great time. They don't know a goddamn thing. And I say that not out of anger. I say that out of, you know what? You missed out, because what you see now is nothing to what it used to be. And again, maybe it's just me being an old man, but that's just the way I feel.
No, I agree with that. The good old days are gone, man. In a way.
I would like to think that they're not. I'd like to think that maybe we're just in this lull. But in all honesty, with the amount of people tattooing, with the amount of promoters that were out there doing shows and stuff, Yeah, I don't think it's going to ever come back the way it used to be. And for people like me who, I don't want to say that I'm not willing to change, because I've tried. I mean, I do, man. I try to keep in touch with the younger generation of tattooers. I try to keep traveling. I try to do what I can to keep my eye out there. Dude, I got a TikTok account. What the fuck am I doing? TikTok account? Give me a fucking break. I did a TikTok with my fucking hair a couple of days ago. What the fuck is wrong? I'm not trying. Anybody who's going to go out there and say, "Oh, you're just old and you're just worn out and you're not using it," that's not the case.
You have a TikTok account?
No.
Since December. I know who talked me into it. It's fucking Nico. I during fucking the holidays, actually during COVID in general, I try to keep in touch. I think I reached out to Bob. I reached out to a bunch of people. And Nico was one of them. And he's like, dude, you got to get a TikTok account.